Do you buy thrifted patterns and then never use them? You're always planning to, but the next best big four or independent pattern comes out and you think I'll do that later, and then you end up with a stack of them and you just never use them? Yeah, that's me too. When I first started sewing 7 or 8 months ago, I discovered that a lot of thrift stores had patterns, and every now and then I'd come across one that actually was uncut or was cut to my size, and it was in pretty darn good condition, even though it was maybe from the 1990s or even earlier. And I thought, this is great. I am going to use these patterns. Have I? No, because I keep getting sidelined by the latest Big Four pattern or independent pattern that comes out, and I have not made any of them. And today I'm going to show you a bunch of them, and I want you to help me choose one to make. I have a couple of fabric choices, and let's have a look at these, see what you think. First, what am I wearing? I'm wearing this little crop top from New Look 6517. If you've seen my previous video, you know I've fallen in love with this pattern. And next week's video will be all about this dress, so look for that. But it's just such an easy pattern. It only has 2 pieces, binding around the arms and neck. This is just a thrifted piece of fabric. It's got a few imperfections in it, but that's okay. I did make some pants from this same fabric. They were not successful, but I was able to squeeze this top out of it. So I'm pretty happy with that. White goes with everything, right? Okay, on to the thrifted patterns. First off, Simplicity 7655. This is from 1997. I have to say, it's funny how so many of these styles in these patterns come around again. They'll look quite familiar to you, maybe with a few differences, small tweaks, but they have come around again. And certainly this swishy skirt. Now, this pattern has these crop pants, or capri pants, I guess you'd call them capris, and I haven't seen too much of these in the style again, but there's lots of other great options on this pattern. There's pants and there's shorts, and there's 3 different styles of skirts. And I would like to make the one that the model's wearing, which is view F. Down here it's a bit longer, and I'd like to make it, it looks like it's made out of rayon, and the fabrics, cottons and cottons blends, lightweight denim, silks and silk types, cotton interlocked, and jerseys. So that's what I'm looking for, is to make one like that. And it has an elastic waist, right up my alley. I would probably wear this top. Actually, top like this would look perfect with it. So let me show you which fabrics I've chosen. Now the size that I would choose is the large. The waist is 32 to 34 and my waist is 41. So I definitely will grade out for that, but I'm quite used to doing that now. And the hips are 42 to 44 and my hips I think are 43. So I think that that's going to be a good fit, and this is a completely uncut pattern, factory folded as they called it. So yeah, let's have a look at the fabrics that I've got here. Now this first one is just a thrifted rayon or rayon blend with a nice leaf pattern, and I think it would look quite nice in that. If for skirts, well, I shouldn't say that. I was going to say for skirts I'd rather keep them in a bit of a plainer fabric rather than like a bright fabric, but you know what? With this kind of a top, you could go with a bright fabric, but I think I get more use out of a fabric like this. And there's enough here. So that's the first option for that one. This second fabric for this skirt, it's a bit plainer, but I like it again. I like it because it's plain, but it still has a good design feature on it, a nice design feature. Again, this would go with the white, would look great with a black top made from this, and I think you might be able to get away with wearing it into the fall as well. So those are the two fabric options for the Simplicity Skirt 7655, and these shorts are on my radar too. The summer is going by fast, and I'm finding I'm not making nearly as many things as I had wanted to. That's okay. It's all fun. All right, on to pattern number 2. Now, I had showed this one, I believe it was a thrift haul. I was really happy to get this one. It's kind of a wardrobe pattern. And 2009, so, 16 years ago, so it's getting up there. But I fell in love with this blouse. Really, really cute blouse. And it's, if you look at the line drawings, it's got a tie waist at the back. Now, I'm not too sure about that. I don't think I would like to wear a tie. I'm hoping that I can do it without the tie. Maybe put a bit of elastic in the back or something, or just slim down the sides. We'll see. But I really love that blouse, and I actually love the fabric, but I don't have anything like that. Now, I would make this in size 20W, which is a bust of 42. Waist is 35. Again, with a 41-inch waist, I'd have to grade out on that. That's the way it is with the old waist these days. So I would like to pick a fabric that's brighter, that I can wear with solid white pants, or a color that picks up the colors in the fabric. So here are a couple of my choices. This, again, was from a previous video, and it was a thrift find, and somebody had used it as a tablecloth, and actually I have more of it socked away in my thrifting, but it's round and it has a hole in it, but there's enough of it, and it's definitely not tablecloth material. It's definitely some kind of a garment fabric, a cotton blend of some kind would be my guess. But gee, the peach is pretty, isn't it? I just love it, and it's definitely in my color palette. So I'm thinking that may be a lovely option for that blouse. Another option for this blouse would be this gorgeous rayon, and I got this at Fabricland. So pretty. This was when I was in my phase of not planning fabric at all, just going into Fabricland and buying whichever one looked pretty. But I'm glad I got it, because it is very pretty, and I think it would look gorgeous in that fabric. And again, color palettes match. With a really nice pink skirt or pale yellow, it could look quite pretty. This next pattern is a real oldie. 1987, actually the year my daughter was born. She probably wouldn't want to hear that it's a real oldie, but it is. I wore lots of dresses like this. I remember this style so well. And again, the top is not out of date at all. And this wrapped belt that's part of the dress has come back in style again. Now, I'm not sure about the pockets, and it flares out a bit too much for my liking. The little label at the top here is gone, but based on other patterns, I would go with size 20 on this, even though it isn't on here. I'd make sure I cut it out. But the actual sizing is not on the back, but I think size 20, based on some other patterns that are around that same era, would fit. And the fabrics, it's lightweight broadcloth, chambray, lightweight linen, tissue fell, and challis. Now, I would want it to be a bit flowy. Like I say, I wouldn't want the A-line look so much. I shouldn't say that. That hasn't come back in style. It has. A-line is actually everywhere. But for me, I really don't, anyway, I think flowy would be better. So let's look at a couple of fabrics. This first one here, I believe this was one of the gifts from my daughter Diana that she gave me for my birthday. Beautiful, what is it? It looks like a rayon blend. And I just love the pale purple with a little bit of orange in it. Very, very pretty. So I think that would look good. You know, the stripes would look amazing, but I have plans for a whole bunch of other stripe stuff, so I sort of can't make everything in stripes. I think this would look quite pretty. What do you think? The other fabric that I had considered for this dress, again, it's the same kind of rayon or rayon blend from Fabricland. Yeah, I think this blue would look so nice in it as well. Just, yeah, really like this one. I have this one in a few different colorways. I've got it in brown, and I think I might have it in another one as well, but this is one of my favorites. I love the leaf pattern on it. So yeah, there's the two fabrics for See and Sew. So interested to find out how these patterns are for instructions. I already looked at the paper. It's definitely a lot heavier than what we have now. It's, and I wonder if the instructions and the buttons and the belt, like how is it in comparison to now? Has much changed? I keep hearing that a lot of sewing techniques have not changed, and that makes sense, doesn't it? Like a lot of one of the most popular sewing books is Reader's Digest, and I actually got it secondhand off Amazon. And it is a great book, and I'm reading through it, and there isn't anything in it that really strikes me as, oh, that's old-fashioned or that's not used anymore. It's really quite interesting, even how they talk about the fabric. So, yeah. Next pattern up is Super Saver 8453. Now, if you're around my age, and you will remember this look so well in the 80s and 90s. This pattern is actually 1987. I just love this skirt so much. And I had a beautiful pale blue one in corduroy. And this top as well. Again, we're seeing this top everywhere with the stripes going either way. And the pattern has both the skirt and the top. I'll probably like to make the top at some point, but the skirt is the one that I have my eye on for now. Let me show you the fabrics that I've picked for it. I do have some thrifted chambray denim. I don't really know the difference. It looks absolutely identical, doesn't it? Now let me just tell you the size. The sizing, I would do size 20 again. I do size 20 now, and it seems these pattern sizes haven't changed. Size 20 would be a waist of 34, I'd have to grade out, and a hips of 44. So I'm right between 18 and 20, so I'd rather do 20 and, you know, adjust it, grade it if I need to. The only trouble with this beautiful denim chambray, I think it's denim, I don't, again, same with this pattern, I don't want it to flare out, even though, you know, it would, the look would fit in nowadays for sure. So what I've thought of, even though this may not flare out so much after a number of washings, but I have this thrifted duvet, and it's way more flowy. It is a little bit thin, but I don't think it's too thin. I don't think it's too thin at all. It would be nice and cool if I do vertical stripes. It would be quite slimming, I think. And it's, you know, thrifted duvet, so if it goes sideways, it goes sideways. I find some nice white buttons for contrast. Maybe even see if I can, well, it's interesting because this has got belt loops on it. So I'm definitely going to have to, that is something you don't see very often anymore, at least for the patterns that I've looked at. But yeah, I used to wear a belt a lot back in the day. I may see if I can just put an elastic waist on that. I wouldn't think it would be too hard. Just maybe make it a bit higher and then fold it over. If anybody's done that, maybe comment on it. Don't think I'll be wearing a belt with it. I just don't have a lovely waist. Slim figure like this model does. My figure is definitely more rectangular, so that is not something that I think I would go for. But I think this fabric would look quite nice, and again, you know, with a really nice white blouse, how fresh would that look? Yeah. 2 more patterns to go. Quick sew. Yeah, I was really happy to see this one. Completely uncut shirt dress. That look just remains in style, doesn't it? I'd like to make the longer view A here with the little belt on the back. Looks like it's got a little camp collar. And I would make it, now this has got a range of large and extra large. And I would probably make a large. The extra large I think would just be too big. And then maybe reduce the seam allowance if I need to, because my bust is a 41. I'd have to, we'd have to see. I'd have to look at the waist to see if I'd have to grade out. I might not have to, or I may. And my hips are 43, so I'm right bang on with the large. Such a pretty dress, shirt dress. The first fabric I've chosen is this rayon. And I love black and blue together. And it's beautiful and flowy, so I think it would look so nice on this. Yeah, I think that would be a lovely option. The second fabric is again a rayon with kind of a pattern, leaf pattern on it. You can see that I do love blue, but I want something that I'm going to feel comfortable in and wear a lot. And I think that one also would be a winner in that one. The last pattern is Simplicity 4632. And again, completely uncut. There are so many options on this, but this is what caught my eye, was this lovely dress. Oh, there's even a bag. There's even this cute little bag down here. I might just make that up. But you've got a dress with sleeves, shirtless dress. You've got a shorter length of the shirtless dress or the sleeves, and you've got shorter sleeves or longer sleeves. You've got pants. It's just a really great little pattern. And I just love this one here with the V-neck and the collar. Now the sizing, again, let me look at 20. Yep, I'd be the 20W, which is a bust of 42, waist 35, need to grade it out, and hips of 44. So that's what I'd be looking for in this. I love the solid white, I have to admit. That really caught my eye, but it is a lot of white. So let me show you the 2 options that I came up with this one. This is a rayon linen from Fabricland again. And this blue I think would, or the teal rather, this teal would look so nice in this. It's quite stiff right now, but it definitely would loosen up a lot and be a lot more flowy, although I'm not so worried about the flowiness. This dress doesn't look like it needs that flowiness so much. The fabrics are laundered cottons, chambray, lightweight denim, pique, poplin, seersucker, sateen, laundered silk rayons, matte jerseys, linen, and linen blends. So this would be a perfect one for that. And then the final fabric that I thought is this. It's the same kind of fabric. Again, it's from Fabricland. It's a linen rayon blend. Wouldn't these stripes look so nice? Oh, I love it. It's a little bit sheer again, but I think it'll be fine. I'm not too worried about it. It just would be, obviously it would be vertical stripes, and I think it would look great in that. It would break up the whiteness of it, although I do like the whiteness of it. Let me know in the comments if you have made any of these particular patterns, whether you have them and maybe haven't made them up. I'd love to hear that. Or if you have a whole stack of thrifted patterns and you just haven't used them much or have only used a few of them, do you collect thrifted patterns like I do, but are kind of, you know, want that new shiny thing like I seem to do? I'd love to make at least one of them. So help me choose one. Which one is your favorite? And I'd also love to hear about your own thrifting finds with patterns and what gems you've been able to find there. Finally, I have only 3 more fabric gifts from my daughter, Diana. She gave me 12 back in April to open on every time I do a video. So we've got 3 left. So I'm going to open up number 3. Oh, this is gorgeous. Ooh, I absolutely love this purple. This looks like a rayon, I'd say a rayon, 100% rayon, but it's very silky. Very silky. I wonder if it's a rayon blend. Anyway, it is beautiful, and it's very much in my color palette. Yeah, I love that. Love it. Thank you, Diana. Only 2 more left. I've asked her if she could do it again for Christmas. She said she would, so that'll be fun because that would be all sort of winter fabrics and stuff like that. And she's done so well with these beautiful summer fabrics. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I really thank you for being along with me and exploring all these patterns. Happy sewing, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.